Another reminder to, it is a quiet room, so respect the performers while they are performing, in whatever capacity that may be, poetry or music. It's a great night of music, so you made a good decision to come out. Please welcome to the stage the Bernard King Presents. It's a King Sep world. And the first reader will be Robin Jane Goldsmith.
I haven't. Does this work?
Yes.
Doesn't feel like much. I don't know if I can. I guess I should use it, right? All right. Bernard wanted me to. This is a song that I can't play because I don't have a guitar and I haven't practiced in a long time. But he wanted me to read it because he posted something about the Ruth. The book of Ruth from the Bible. I guess I'll stand. And there's not a lot of time, so I'm not going to tell the myth. He asked me to recite it. I wrote on Facebook and I said that I have a song about the book of Ruth. And then I said, no, scratch that. I am a song about the book of Ruth. And so I wrote the lyrics, and so he said he wanted me to read them, and I'm like totally not prepared, and I'm a mess. And I feel bad example for Phoebe.
Yeah.
Bad example for Phoebe Novak. But anyway, I am a mess. But I am going to read it, and you can go and Google and whatever and find out what some of the meanings mean. But you know, Ruth accompanies her mother-in-law after her two sons died back from Moab to Bethlehem, and her mother Naomi says, "Call me not Naomi, call me Mara, for I am bitter." The sun rose over the open field like an open wound, a festering eye high in the sky, bleeding into the noon. Miles away from Moab, the place I tasted my youth, I taste your bitterness, Naomi. Miles away from Moab, the place I planted my seed. Who is this Boaz, the one who they say the Lord of the barley? I am a foreigner. I have watched the gleaners glean. I followed your bitterness to the place they say, the house of bread, Naomi. The gleaners, they say it is time to bring in the barley. Who is this Boaz, your kinsman? Will I love him? Will he love me like Malone did? The angel of death crept into my breast and slept inside my womb. You say your bitterness, like a seer says her sooth, Naomi. The gleaners, they say it is time to bring in the barley. I have been a foreigner. Now I watch the gleaners glean. Miles away from Moab, in this place where the future lies waiting, bleeding for me. Like the sun that rose over the open field like an open wound. Oh, I love your bitterness, Naomi. It soothes me. The gleaners, they say it is time to bring in the barley. It is time. Gather the barley, bring in the corn, a time to glean and a time to mourn. Gather the barley, bring in the grain, a time to glean and a time for pain. Gather the barley, bring in the sheaves, a time to glean and a time to grieve. Gather the barley, bring in the bread. Tell them I came, the wife of the dead. Gather the barley, bring in the bread. Tell them my name is the wife of the dead. Tell them I came, the wife of the dead. Gather the barley, bring in the corn. Far, far away from the land I was born. Gather the barley, bring in the grain. Tell them I came, Gather the barley, bring in the grain. Tell them my name.
Our next reader, Giovanni.
Hello, everyone. Bernard has asked me to read this piece by Jonathan Swift, who I happen to really like, so it was a good choice. And I learned how to read for this. This is called 12 Articles. 1. Lest it may more quarrels breed, I will never hear you read. 2. By disputing, I will never to convince you once endeavor. 3. When a paradox you stick to, I will never contradict you. 4. When I talk and you are heedless, I will show no anger needless. 5. When your speeches are absurd, I will never object a word. 6. When you furious argue wrong, I will grieve and hold my tongue. 7. Not a jest or humorous story will I ever tell before ye, to be chiden for explaining when you quite mistake the meaning. 8. Nevermore will I suppose you can taste my verse or prose. 9. You no more me shall fret, while I teach you and forget. 10. You shall never hear me thunder, when you blunder on and blunder. 11. Show your poverty of spirit, and in dress place all your merit. Give yourself 10,000 airs, and with me shall break no squares. 12. Never will I give advice, till you please to ask me thrice, which, if you in scorn reject, 'twill be just as I expect. Thus, we both shall have our ends, and continue special friends. Thank you.
Next reader is John Fox.
The feminine. The rain is acting like a bad typewriter tonight. It's incomprehensible. Its hidden calculations of the universe. It's not helping me write your clothes off. It's not helping you with your broad, orange, lemon smile. High. Not helping you with your high. I thought, looking at the plush-lined Valentine's Day love cuffs at the CVS. And outside now, the rain is like Japanese girls' silks rustling all around the walls of the house, like thunder crackling. Their bare feet slap against the rain-slick slates. Their white cheeks, crescent clouds of Confucius. They may even speak of you, because they are your sisters. In hushed tones I can hardly hear, and they make Valentine's Day seem awfully exciting. The rain sounds like it's aching, like your tired body. Your pretty profile is like a strange old church whose architecture's secrets were forgotten long ago. A feminine long dead before now. A queen let out of her tomb in a single wisp. She is like a pregnant, rain-filled cloud after athletic feats, and the other girls don't look as if they're in a painting anymore after you.
Please welcome Zoe Zelkin.
The draft kisses your waist like a ghost, and my hands make words like shadow animals. I'm glad you're here, with your nicely groomed fur between paw and glance, the mystery of your face so obvious if one continue in. Between the pewter candlesticks, that bronze goddess's hips, she really is the mistress of the house. Monkey looks towards her, and squirrel. All those newspapers we never read, all those scenes we never visited. I am glad you are here. They do not matter. Meditation on the arbiters of time. Thoughts don't intrude. It will soon be 6 in the morning on the clocks of Edinburgh, and the wind is hitting the house with those invisible pummels down that gray 6 a.m. road like those World War I soldiers' dirt roads 100 years ago. Down that gray road with you at the end, sleeping. The road like gray wool pulled over you, like in some old country tale. What do we do then? Do we write at 6 o'clock? Does the day begin to write itself at 6? Then march towards noon. The long shadows themselves alive like stick figure animals, just like us.
Next reader is Joy Yoga.
The Tempest. She feels erratic, emotional. It's a gray and fog-bound day. There is a tempest in her teapot, a fascism in her body. She wants to take off all her clothes and rush through the brambles, escape to the other side, escape to naked, where music is plastic and flesh is plastic. This portrait inside of her and this act waiting to get out. Corrigenda! The word act means pose, and in art language, nude. That is, as expressing the instantaneous become as against the historically becoming. The presentation in the perfect as against the imperfect sense. The act as against the action. The Japanese art lover feels emphasized nudity as ridiculous and vulgar. Nothing more clearly displays the decadence of Western art since the middle of the 19th century than its absurd mass rendering of nudes. The deeper meaning of the study of the nude and the importance of the motive haven't been entirely forgotten. She sits at home and studies nudist literature, signs up for life drawing classes, plans her escape into the other dimension. Beside her is that mythical creature, half cat and half guinea pig, with its top hat and its monocle. In Japan it is known as the tanuki, the raccoon dog, master shapeshifter. She asks the advice of the tanuki. It tells her of Simone Weil and the act as against the action. Independent thought, she believed, was already almost extinct in the modern world before the appearance of fascism. It is hard to imagine this magnificent German working class youth who are active in sports, go on camping trips, sing, read, and play with children reduced to a military regime. The three youngsters are girls, 2 13 and 1 19, all burned brown by the sun, with blonde hair such as can only be seen here. All belong to left-wing sports organizations. The older daughter belonged to a nudist organization. One day this young girl asked Simone, "Do you have a friend too?" Not understanding the sense in which the word friend had been used, Simone told her that she had many friends. The tanuki was her friend. It would teach her how to escape her body.
Results on a Walter Ego.
So Bernard has given me a prop. Woo! Get your own. Because the poem is called "Man with the Woman Head," so I'm the man. This is the woman head, and more. By Don Van Vliet. Am I pronounced that correctly, Bernard? Who was Captain Beefheart, apparently.
Yeah.
Are you with me on this, people? The man with the woman head, Polynesian wallpaper made the face stand out. A mixture of Oriental and early vaudeville jazz poofter, forming a hard, beetle-like, triangular chin much like a praying mantis. Smoky, razor-cut, low-on-the-ear neck profile. The face the color of a nicotine-stained hand, dark circles collected under the wrinkled, folded eyes, map-like from too much turquoise eye paint. He showed his old tongue through ill-fitting wooden teeth, stained from too much opium, chipped from the years. The feet, brown wrinkles above straw loafers. A piece of coconut in a pink seashell caught the tongue and knotted into thin white strings. Charcoal gray Eisenhower jacket zipped into a load of green ascot. A coil of ashes collected on the white-on-yellow Dax. 4 slender bones with rings and nails endured the weight of a hard, fast, black rubber cigarette holder. I could just make out Ace as he carried the tray and mouthed, "You cheap son of a bitch," as a straw fell out of a Coke, cartwheeled into the gutter. So this was a drive-in restaurant in Hollywood. So this was a drive-in restaurant in Hollywood. So this was a drive-in restaurant in Hollywood.
Next reader, Christopher Broger.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining me will be Mr. Joey Yoga from Chink Floyd.
Fun fact, Joey and I met in Rikers. He was my lover. This piece is called Sheila by Robin Fowler, reportedly. That fresh face, that tumbled hair, lights my melancholy mood. Though the people cry, beware, wooing her, you get no good. Lose or win her, what care I? Loveliness must needs be wooed. Though the jealous people cry, though of her I get no good. Though I get no good, and woes dog my footsteps everywhere till about my pillow flows all that golden flood of hair. 'Tis Sheila's back that puts the bards to rout, and her cold shoulder throws their music out. I rush through madness to my soul's undoing, and yet I get no good of all my wooing.
Take a bow, take a bow.
Thank you.
And my name is actually the ghost of touching you.
Please welcome the,
Sorry.
please welcome the next reader, Phoebe Blue.
Hey, this is a poem based on a true story that Bernard wrote about an adventure that we had together and a character that we met on Staten Island. And he pretty much lost all hope, this character, but he still had a lot of strength, which was cool, and it's called My Vajra. My Vajra rolled across the table and made a clink. It talked to me. Om, Mba. I'm number 8. I'm hard as a diamond, strong as a thunderbolt, is my hand. Presented me this ritual weapon, Harvey, like that invisible rabbit. Mystery now, couch surfs, dimensions of former life closed, like oriental silk screens. Closed, closed. But my hand closes on my weapon, with strength and spirit, he said. Lightning bolt in my hand, my diamond scepter, I'm number 8. 8 lotus leaves, the phenomenal world. 8 lotus leaves, the numinal. 8 the goddesses. 8 the auspicious symbols. 8 fold the path. 8 dragons' heads. Their tongues kiss the pearl. Harvey was the sad Buddha, mourning the pain of the world. Collapsed in on himself, head in hands, unmoving wood, but Harvey knew the center of balance. My Vajra rolled across the table and made a clink. It talked to me. I picked it up. Om, Mba. I'm number 8.
Please welcome Jesse Statman.
Can you hear that all right?
I think you're pointing to that guy's.
Oh, sorry about that, duck speak. I guess I did it wrong. At that point, it doesn't really matter, though. Yeah, you can. Wild West motifs of new fashions, longettes, ensembles, peasant skirt, a very special kind of love. The lovering people at art carved to know there is really no other kind for you. It's as fresh as the moment when we first saw each other. Love rings are designed to express that feeling, especially for you. The fashion crazed of a puncher solve your problem. Printed pick. Cotton new maxi length calico. Chemise. There are a number of ways to swing into the summer season, and one of them is fringe. A whole new frontier of fashion. Braided leather thong belt, country dressing, buckskin ensemble, the calico craze is strictly summer 70s. Chemise necklines and sash-sized empire waist. Mid-calf longuette, polka dot calico, lilac, violet, rose red, and white. Pioneer-inspired floral crepe summer cocktail fantasy. In a dressier calico mood, pile your hair high above the head into a top knot, allowing a few tendrils to casually straggle. Turquoise and garnets. There are many ways to slip into the summer season. Not the least of which is fringe.
Please welcome John Hodel.
So anyway, this is the way I look with 3 shirts. If you don't count the other 2. I snap up her discreet hormones, snap up her harmonies like music from the fairy world. I snap her like snap peas. It's true, she is an ivory girl with ruby lips to kiss. It's true, she's an ivory girl, so obvious. An ivory girl with ivory teeth. Like a little white island for those who seek a getaway from Minneapolis, a rest from Guacamole City, a trip out there to Celestial Crest, a girl that pretty. She melts the red out of her hair, back to the proper brownie color. She melts in a pool of coconut oil when she's shy with a fella. Healthy, healthy, clean, like avocado cinched in cotton. She is painted. The air paints the strokes of her hair and makes her cat paws disappear. Healthy, healthy, clean. She romps in house and garden, in snowbound rain. With painted nails, she spikes love potion in marmalade. Her fingers and her toes in quorum, her eyes and mouth in halfway boredom. Healthy, healthy, clean. A housewife's motto of her merit as she precisely pins and sews or tucked like a cozy ferret with blankets like purest snow. Reminds me of a girl just like that years ago. What?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our last reader for Bernard King Presents It's a King Step World, Barton Lewis.
Freezing rain and sleet pebbles begin their workday in the early AM. Will dissipate by afternoon. This is a good setting for a poetry retreat, no? Where the answers to riddles are mined out of solid rock of words as if Rodin. Cats like statuary, sit and watch, or bounding off writer's shelves with writery books. Try to wake with their paws those feline persons, females who, gritty and half naked, and kissed by the gold light here and there, beset and bedazzled and bejeweled with drops of moisture gold, sleep pebbles nearly 8 hours. Enter into a section abandoned with the unseen powers of the air. The very next, young woman with your voice, your manner, like an Egyptian cat. Like you, Sphinx, like you, a silk gown hiding pomegranate rest. Like you, that I can only love with a poem, because she's only a powdery alabaster page. Now on to the lessons of U.S. history. The very first American Revolution, the last American Revolution, the extinction of half the species, the high school grades, the college prospects, the veiled full-bodied girls going about their business all white, with an occasional pink or yellow flower going around like ghosts. These girls who are witnesses to history, their very eyes, their breasts witness to it. Now, when you are loving God, which is when you're loving a woman whose body is like marble, when you're loving her like war, beating back all that bush of the marsh, you're loving all the beauty in the world. On lithe wings of words settle down, love in her hazy daisies.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Bernard King Presents.